Why do I look like that? Here's Lucy. Okay. I look like an old lady. Balrog's coming. File under obscure TikToks that I tend to quote and nobody would actually understand the reference.
Here comes Balrog.
If you don't know, now you know. Hello. It is a cozy, snowy day. You know what? It's been a while since we've just played with hair. So I figured that could be exactly what we do today. To be specific, Victorian hair. Look, I may not agree with a lot of the things that people thought in the Victorian era, but they were onto something when it came to hair. I'm really bored with my hairstyles. I want to do something a little different with it. Sir? Dink dink. So I kind of have like one Victorian-esque hairstyle that I do, and not very well. Did you just toot as you got done? I thought it might be fun to kind of do a timeline of Victorian hair, starting at 1800 all the way up to 1890s. You wouldn't think that hair would change so much within a decade. It surprisingly does, especially back then. People were just obsessed with finding new ways to style the protein strands that shoot out of their scalp. And I respect that. Got my coffee, cozy, long skirt, which is essentially a blanket. Another thing they were onto something about. And then, you know, I found these infographics on Pinterest. There is one for every decade of the 1800s. This person did all of the hard work for me, which is they took hairstyles from paintings in each year, put them together, kind of showed you what the popular hairstyles were for the decades, and that's super helpful. So, you know, I just thought we would style throughout the century, or attempt to. If there's one thing I know about historical hair, it is that it is very intricate and a lot more complicated than what I tend to do. I did make a new hair rat out of stocking, or if you will, pantyhose. I tried to make one of these before and it was just a little bit too short, so it kind of just like stayed on the top of my head like a little donut. This one is a little bit longer. Can't really show you right now, but okay, well, trust me, it fits around my dome piece a little bit better. Before we begin this learning adventure, we do have a sponsor for today's video. And to talk a little bit about that, here's your girl, sponsor Rachel. Hello, coming at you from my bathroom. So the sponsor for today's video is Function of Beauty, who I have worked with many times before. Function of Beauty is customized hair care. Basically, you go to the Function of Beauty website, you take a quick quiz, you specify your hair type, your hair goals. These are my hair goals. I generally stick to kind of the same thing every time, but lately I have been adding the lengthen goal on there. They also have a ton of really yummy scents you can choose from. You can choose the color, what you want it to say on the bottle, which call me silly, but I love when things have my name on them. Aside from shampoo and conditioner, they also have extra things like hair masks, hair serums, leave-in conditioners, which I use every time I get out of the shower. In all honesty, I find a huge difference from when I use them versus just the cheapo brands. No parabens, no sulfates, no GMOs or toxins. They are vegan and cruelty-free. So yeah, if you did want to check out Function of Beauty and get started on your custom hair care journey, you can head to the link in my description and get 20% off of your first order. Thank you so much, Function of Beauty, for sponsoring this video. Before ados are in any way furthered, let's get back to watching me try some hairstyles that I have absolutely not the amount of skill needed to do so. Okay, so I did put my hair in foam rollers. Foam rollers tend to give a tighter curl, which is kind of what we're going for here. A normal person would probably have planned this out and looked at the infographics a little bit more in detail, but I didn't do that. Personally, for me, my favorite era of hair in the 1800s is definitely kind of Gibson girl-esque, very late 1800s, early 1900s. I feel like it could work with every hair type. I do like to curl it beforehand just to give it a little more volume because it doesn't have that much volume to begin with. So if anything, I feel like naturally curly hair, black hair could work really, really well with this. In fact, a lot of these infographics are quite white. To rectify that, here are some beautiful images. just to show that I think these styles could work with every hair type. I will say with really silky hair, it can be a little bit difficult and you might have to curl it beforehand or use some texturing spray. Anyways, also please don't look at my roots. They were really bad, so I took some coloring conditioner and thought that maybe it would help, but it kind of just made them straight up green. Please ignore it. I hope my horrible, ugly roots will not be a distraction to you. Not at all, boy. Okay, so 1800s. We are just coming out of the 18th century. Can I make you bigger? Hello. Zoom. Hello. When was the Regency period?
Regency era started in 1811.
Thank you.
You got it.
So we're a little bit before the Regency period, but it's looking like it's starting to kind of morph into that. So it looks like tight little buns. Ew. Lots of bangs going on. All right, well, let's just take my hair out of curlers, shall we? And then we'll figure out the rest. All right. I might have to fake a little bit of the bangs. Like so. Like little sausages. Savory. Okay, I can't promise the backs of these hairstyles are gonna be great. I'm not a hairstylist. We're going for the illusion here. Not winning any awards for accuracy. And then we're gonna cheat a little. What's happening here? Hello? My ringlets. Around town. There's already too many SpongeBob references for one video, I think. Okie dokie. Something like this, maybe? Is that right? I mean, it's fine. All right, 1810s. Let's see what we got. The beginning of kind of the Regency period, and I'll be honest, not my favorite era of hairstyles or fashion. Maybe it's because I have a weird shaped head, but there's something about really pulling a tight bun right smack dab at the crest of your head. Just, ooh. We'll give it a shot. So we're gonna try to go for this lady. Time to cut off the circulation to my brain. Keep the bangs section out. Yes, I know I should be using a comb for this, but I don't want to. Okay, floop time. Floop. I think this style can look lovely on some people, you know? Like Jane in BBC's Prejudice. Ow. Here, we'll just do this. Looks like a little popcorn. Oh, I'm saying, don't quite think I would be catching Mr. Darcy's eye. Not handsome enough to tempt him is right. Who you calling Pinhead? Now obviously my styles are a bit messy because I am me. But I'd like to think that, you know, back then maybe some of their hairstyles were messy too. And we're just going off of paintings here, and honestly, if paintings weren't the original Facetune or Photoshop, it's gonna be a no from me, dog. Why do I look like that? Here's Lizzie. Okay. 1820s, let's go. Oh my, I don't know that I have the skill to do this, but we're gonna try it anyways. Towards the beginning, it was pretty similar to the last 2 decades actually, but the last row here kind of looks a little bit different, and I think we're gonna give that a shot just for shits and gigs. I'm gonna try this little wild and crazy like hair bow kind of style. Let's give it a go, shall we? Okay, so I don't have that much volume here, so I'm gonna fake that, bringing some of this hair forward, and you can stop right there if you want to do 80s. No freaking idea. I'm gonna do the hair bow. Feels like 2010 all over again. I think it's in 2 different sections. How? Okay. Don't know what I'm doing. I can't see. Yes, I know hairspray would probably really help. I don't want my hair to get all gross for the other styles, you know? Not quite as voluminous as I would like it to be, but like space buns. Well, that's not right. I honestly don't know how they got it to stand up so straight. Mine are so rotund. I mean, it's not quite like theirs. I look more like I'm in the Mickey Mouse Club, circa 1826. Mick Mouse? I don't know. It's kind of a look, I guess. Good enough. Only 1820s. Oh my god. 1830s. Okay, looks like people got a little wild and crazy in 1830s. We're just gonna do a braid volcano with a little flippy do in the center. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. All right, 1830s. So we're gonna take this. I have learned I'm not very good at this little flippy do here, and it always looks like a bun. It's stay defying the laws of gravity. All right. Perfectly coiffed. Stay right there, you son of a bitch. Braid here. Not move my head. Fear of disturbing the force. What I would like to know is who was setting these trends? Victorian influencers? This year we're doing hair volcanoes. So you're gonna go, I don't think my hair is quite as long as it should be. It's gonna have to do. Oh my. I gotta raise the camera up a little bit for this one. I look like one of Cinderella's stepsisters. A little Dinkelberg. Okay, I think we're gonna fake these rolls because my hair is starting to, ow, lose some of its swathage. Roll this up like a little pin curl. Whoever decided this was the thing to do. I just want to talk. Bangs? Oh. Just gotta channel the right energy. Keep telling yourself you're the finest who in Whoville. Parting is such sweet sorrow. 1840s. I quite like the 1840s styles. They're definitely a bit subdued, which is kind of weird because it's such a drastic change from the 1830s. Jane Eyre-esque. I don't quite know if this is gonna work with my bangs, but we're gonna try. Bun in the back with a braid around it, side sections that lead into the bun. Probably look something like that, where the ear is. Bun in the back. Don't really know what that looks like. Riveting content. Take that, do a little bit of that. I definitely feel like my bangs are messing this whole thing up. It's fine. Take this little Jedi braid, wrap. That was an easy one. 1850s. This looks like it's another very braid heavy decade. The middle part, very sleeked back, but it also seems like they liked a lot of volume right here. There's a bunch of crows fighting in my house. Oh, of course they would stop, Franklin. Fight, fight. It's what? A crow fight? All right. I love crows. You know, they're portrayed as being like omens of death and super spooky. Whenever I hear them, it's just like lovely. Some braids. Gonna pull this baby around. Okay, 1860s, pull this back a bit. Do a little tiny braid circle here. Leave some ringlets on the bottom. Okay. These look stupid. It's close enough. I don't have quite the volume that she has with her braids here, but that's okay. It's a new day, same shirt, hair full of dry shampoo, new gigantic zit on my face. I'll tell you what else is gigantic. My will to finish this. 1870s. Again, we're seeing a lot of friggin' braids. I'm tempted to do this one, although again, I don't think I can get my braid quite as voluminous as that. Plug in my curling iron. Obviously, my hair has lost a little bit of curl. This style has a nice little sausage roll. I'm already sweating. Oops, Bride of Frankenstein. Pat it out. And doing it kind of loose. It's nice and thick. And my arms hurt. Okay, so if I just lay it like so. You know what I wonder? A good 87% of my social skills come from referencing movies or shows or vines. I wonder, conversation must have been so different back in the Victorian era. I wonder if there were people like me who were just quoting random things. Like Shakespeare. Just in the middle of the conversation, they would just be like, the play's the thing. Chunky. Hats. Well, I'm gonna go for this style, which Gibson Girl-esque. I don't have any plumage as far as decorating the hat, but this hat, let's see. Kind of my lazy Gibson Girl style where I just brush all of my hair forward. I'm very close to the mic right now. Oh, make a teeny tiny, ow, little bun here. Bring it down. That's a little too much. A little bit further down. Maybe get that bun in there.
Feeling so blue, what can we do? I'll miss you too. While the skies are dreary and gray, you know clouds will all roll away. Hope and pray and wait for the day when I'll see you again, old pal.
So 1890s looks like it's starting to get into that kind of Gibson Girl-esque time period. I didn't come to this challenge quite so prepared in the hat department. I'm gonna do this style, probably a little bit more Gibson Girl than that, just because I honestly just want an excuse to use this baby that I made and see if it actually works. Kind of fits around like that. Should I start wearing it like this and see if it catches on? Okay, so I haven't actually tried this out quite yet. First of all, I should probably secure this to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. I'm just gonna brush everything up and over. Oh my. I'm gonna try to make a ponytail, bring it back, twist, and a little bun. Problem of my bangs here. Who's got pantyhose in her hair? Not me. Come on, you bitch. It's just this. You know what? Good enough. Not too shabby. Ta-da! Oh my god. This was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot through this whole process. I don't think I realized quite how many different popular styles there were. So this was definitely a learning experience for me. As far as hairstyles that I'm going to take into my daily life, can't say there were a lot that I found too flattering. But if the need arises where I need to feel like Cindy Lou Who, I very clearly am not a hairstylist. I'm not someone you should be hiring for your next period piece unless, you know, you want 5,000 bobby pins and maybe don't get any shots of the back of your actor's head. I think some of them were closer than others. I think my bangs did screw up some of the styles. I probably should have straightened them and just like laid them flat for at least 2 of the styles, but yeah, that's it. Thank you again, Function of Beauty, for sponsoring this video. Again, I will have that link in the description. I love you all, whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday and we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! So I found these infographics. 1800 hairstyles. Yuck. I may have said Victorians were into something with long skirts, but not when you're going up and down stairs. Good God. If I break my neck and die. No, it was to bring you content. I'm blinded by the light. Please don't get snarly, cause it hurts. Thank you. I'm available to play the next Super Bowl. The dues are in anywhere for